Today I would like to bring to you a short book review of a book I recently picked up at the online shop of the British Tank Museum, the Tank Museum in Bovington. I did buy those books as a German on the online shop of the Tank Museum because the Tank Museum in Bovington, unlike other tank museums in the world, is a privately run enterprise. It's an independent charity. So they are dependent on the public spending money, going to the Tank Museum for admission fees, buying stuff in their shop, and maybe some grants and whatever, to keep running. And now, recently in the Corona crisis, they have been closed for the last few months. And of course, a lot of revenue has just not been there that they need to continue their great work. And so when I heard that on the video of David Villey in a Q&R with the Curator, a very nice video series, you should have a look at that if you're interested in tanks. I thought, okay, I'd go on their shop and see if there's anything for me, and maybe I can support them by buying some of their stuff. And there were some very great offers there, some very nice books I always wanted to have. And I picked up a few of them, and I will do a few more book reviews on the other ones, but I thought I'd just start with a short book review of a rather easy to review book because it's a bit different. And that book that is a bit different is The Tank Book, a visual history of armored warfare. And normally what I do here is review books that are quite big and thick and have a lot of text and not very many pictures. So this book is the other way around. It's a book that is, as it says, a visual history of the tank. So there are a lot of pictures of different tanks, different models of tanks, and also of the interior of many different tanks. And so, you can get a visual impression of them as time goes on. So when I picked up this book, just as a little extra to my order of the books that I really wanted to read of my order from the Tank Museum's web shop, I thought, okay, this is just going to be one of those picture books of tanks that you get, like, I don't know, 1,000 tanks and armored vehicles, but there's just one picture, a little paragraph, and not much more information or context provided. But this book is different, because what you get here is a visual history, as it says, of the tank. So you start in World War I, you get nice pictures of different vehicles of World War I, of the different powers, and then you progress along the time scale up until today, like Second World War British tanks, or maybe tanks of the communist bloc in the Cold War, and you get a picture. Yes, you get a little bit of information, but also the context. Because you then know, okay, that's what the communist bloc had in its entirety, or most or many of those vehicles. That's what the Americans used. Maybe there's a little bit of information on different design thinking and design traits, and what's the non-aligned world doing. So you get a lot of context over time, but also in those different eras, and I really like that. And not only that, no, you also get some deeper looks at a few vehicles, where you have one page on one single vehicle, just for example the Leopard 1 here in the Cold War section, and then you get another page with a lot of detailed photos from the inside of the tank and from the outside of the tank, which is also very interesting if you haven't been able maybe to go to a tank museum, or maybe if you are a model builder and need some close-up pictures of that. Or maybe if you want to show it to somebody who's not that much into tanks, or maybe if you're very, very interested in track tensioning devices, because most of these pages have pictures of that as well. But where this book really shines is on the last few pages, in my opinion, because there you get some basic information on basic tank technology, like, for example, tank firepower. You can learn about how a gun looks from the inside and what kind of rounds you can shoot out of it. Like, for example, an APFSDS round, an armor-piercing, fin-stabilized, discarding salvo. And that took me a few takes. Yeah. You can also learn about protection, crew equipment, or the suspension of a tank over time. So that's like very useful if you maybe want to go and tell somebody else about tanks who doesn't know that much about them. So, put together, what's my opinion on this book? As you can probably tell from the fact that I'm doing a review on it, and that I've already spoken quite positively about the Tank Museum, I like this book and I think it's worthwhile. And I think you should buy it. I think you should buy it, not only because it is good for you, it's a nice reference book for yourself, it's maybe a good help to explain tank technology to other people, and it's a progression of tank technology over time to other people. It's also good to buy it, or it's also a good thing to buy it, because by buying it on the Tank Museum's website and the web shop, you can support that organization, that charity, independent charity, that is doing very good work, preserving the history and the technological history, and there are also stories behind those vehicles, also very interesting vehicles. So, in short, good book, very interesting, go buy it, it's not that expensive anyway. And yeah, that's really all I have to tell you today. I'm not gonna go off and tell my wife about tank suspensions. I think she's gonna be thrilled. Have a nice day.